dry. It's a Tuesday morning and a cold, chilling morning at that. And when I was to have my bath this morning, the water was really cold. But I said, well, I did it because, the temperature inside the body, it's hot. Right? It's up to 50 down. But for those who are just still lying down, they felt they needed hot water and they had to put on the heater. Well, it's a chilly weather for me. My name is Onome Tado, and if you again we are here together.
Again we are here, and it's a bright and wonderful morning again. Top of the morning to you, our interesting and great viewer. Appreciate you so much. Yesterday we promised premium content.
And
Today, extraordinary. Yes, it's going to be an extraordinary time watching your television. We thank God. So he said it's a cold weather. It's indeed a cold weather. In fact, there's no need opening your window. I don't think anybody would want to put on the AC right now. The colds are here. This is the cold season, and we just need to take precautionary measures in the way we dress, what we eat, and where we're at the at every given time. Now, you mentioned that you wanted to have a bath this morning. I hope you bathed with hot water.
No. I did bother to put on the heater.
Okay.
Because at the particular stage, growing up, I was using hot water also.
Okay.
But I think the doctors now said no, that as you grow older.
Really?
Yes. You need
I have to browse this one.
You need to steam it down. So there are various mechanisms of even bathing. You bathe in stages.
Okay.
You start with your leg.
Okay, with your leg?
Yes, you start with your leg.
I beg, school me.
Then from your leg, you go to your shoulders.
From your leg up, or you just do leg and come to the shoulder?
From your leg, just from your legs.
Yeah.
You begin to, the water starts from your legs down.
See your leg here now. Why are you touching your stuff?
No, that is from this.
From your legs.
For your water, yes.
Okay.
Down like that.
Okay.
Then gradually, unlike the conventional way of, you just take your scoop.
Yes.
Wow.
Or the shower.
Or you shower, you just go in. No, you allow the water to hit on the leg first. Yes.
Okay.
Then gradually the shoulder.
Because of cold. No, so this measure is to do what now?
No, it's to reduce, pressure.
Okay, pressure.
Yes, especially blood pressure. Yes. Google it out.
Can Google it, the right way to bath?
Yes. Then just also waking up too. You don't just wake up from your bed abruptly.
Right. And up you leave.
And you understand? When you wake up, you spend at least 1 minute.
Okay.
You sit down for 1 minute.
Okay. Yeah, I know that.
Before you stand up.
Before you stand up. Yes. Is it for just adults or both children and adults?
Majorly for adults.
Majorly for adults.
Yes, as you age.
Wow.
And that bathing system too is also majorly for adults. For adults as you age.
Because I'm used to, if I'm using a shower, I just put my shower cap, and then I just it's coming from my head down. So I'll just, when I'm using the sponge too, I'll just do that.
No.
So now you're saying I should do it. Okay. So it's a bottom top
approach.
Yes,
especially when you are aging.
Okay, especially when but am I aging?
No, you are still young. You are still young.
Okay, so I can still redeem my.
Yeah, by the time you get to the 5th class.
Okay.
Of life.
Okay.
Aging,
okay.
So we don't really there already.
All right. So, but that's it, and we have. Thank you so much. That was a really amazing thing to learn this morning, especially for those who've approached the 5th floor, or even 4th floor.
No, from 5th floor.
From 5th floor. Okay. So, how are you doing?
Well, I'm good.
I always ask that.
Yes, first of all, I'm good, and I thank God again because You know, the miracle of sleeping up and waking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you sleep, you don't know anything.
At all.
Even when you wake up intermittently at night,
Mm.
either to go ease yourself and all of that, you don't even still know what's going on.
True.
Because you just take your pee and come back and continue.
Continue.
And you know, before you do it, it's up. And you're up doing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? It's a miracle.
It's a miracle, indeed.
Do you understand?
I agree.
You know, and you thank God that you've seen another bright new day.
That's true.
You know, which is lovely.
Mm-hmm.
All you just need to at that point is to now speak into the day.
Speaking to the atmosphere.
Yes, that you should be a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Those who would bless you, you should run into them.
Mm-hmm.
And those that you would also bless, they should also run into you.
That's true. That's a good prayer.
Yes,
You ask me.
you allow God to take control.
That's right.
Because you don't know the beginning from the end, rather the end from the
From the
beginning.
beginning.
You know,
It's only
no,
no.
the Alpha and Omega.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so for me, I thank God it's a bright new day, and we are here
We're here.
to do what we know, you know, how to do.
That's
and
right.
do it well.
And do it
You are,
well.
you are providing content.
Mm.
You are doing well. I must commend you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, so let's look at a few things that are on the front burner in the country by way of trending news this morning. So let's start from the religious angle. Bishop T.D. Jakes has stepped down as a senior pastor of the Potter's House in Dallas, a mega church founded nearly 30 years ago. And the clergyman announced his decision during a special service, passing the leadership baton to his daughter, Sarah Jakes Roberts, and her husband, Tory Roberts. Now, the couple will take over as senior pastors in July, while Bishop Jakes will remain connected to the ministry as chairman of the board and spiritual overseer. Yeah. So
Good
T.D.
work.
Jakes,
Yeah,
there was a
that's-
time it went viral that he actually slumped. He slumped while preaching, and I think that in fact from that moment I knew he was going to retire, and now he has officially handed over his baton to his daughter.
Yes.
I know that so many persons, this thing will raise a kind of concern and criticisms from every quarter. But I mean, if you were in his shoe, who would you hand over to?
Oh, baby.
Because some people will say, why hand over to your daughter? She's even a female. Don't you have male, pastors? You have pastors that were, together with him, that started with him. Why the younger person? Why the daughter? So many questions.
Yeah. In the first place, the pastors never started with him. Do you understand?
Okay.
They were there as members of the ministry. Do you understand?
Some were
And-
there before they even birthed
Yes,
the daughter.
and those who were there before he birthed the daughter, they were there as members and grew into the workers' class. And from there, they were ordained as pastors and as co-partners on the job. But forgetting that the visionary runs it all. The visionary runs it all. You will not go and work for another person. Do you understand? Look at what is happening in the Church of God Mission today.
Okay.
Pastor Idahosa's of blessed memory. The wife is the one who's running the place.
Sure.
Closely guided by the son.
By the son. Yes.
If God calls the woman today,
The son takes
the
over.
son takes over.
So
It's just like the traditional hierarchy, where it's you retain it.
Right.
It's hereditary. If you as a pastor under that ministry feel that you want to go start your own, you just go to the man of God. He will bless you and release you. And you go run your own ministry. You understand? So it is, for example, look at the Redeemed Christian Church of God now. That was ordinarily a celestial ministry.
Okay.
If you go through the history of Redeemed, it was a celestial ministry,
Okay.
that was now transformed. You know, Adeboye came in as an interpreter to the visionary. You understand?
Right.
And the visionaire's children were not in tandem,
Oh.
you know, with the vision of their father. And naturally, you know, this interpreter, the two fell on him. Okay, like the redeemed now. If God calls Adeboye today,
Right.
Adeboye is not his son that we will take over.
Oh, it's not his son.
No.
Because he's not the
It's
founder.
Yes.
But like the Winners Chapel, you know,
Naturally, the son will take over.
Like that, like that.
Yeah, so for T.D. Jakes, you know, it's somebody that I love so much, you know, because there was a major program he had many, many years ago, Woman Thou Art Loosed.
Thou Loosed.
I'm sure you must have heard that song.
Yeah.
Woman Thou Art Loosed.
They used it, there's a movie.
Yes,
you know.
yes. You know, so T.D. Jakes is not, is a grandfather to a lot of spiritual sons in Nigeria here and everywhere. You know, so for him to hand over
to the daughter,
to the
and
daughter.
I must confess,
You know.
I've watched and I've seen the daughter preach. Oh, more that girl get
that
power.
is it is thought that you
My.
call that impartation.
That's it.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Impartation, because over the years, right? Over the years, she has studied her father.
She
And
has.
there's what you call religious impartation and indoctrination that has rubbed in. Do you understand?
And she hid it.
Yes, she had a level head.
Yes.
You know, she had a level head and she hid it, just like you did say. And today, the mantle has fallen on her, and the husband is just a lucky fellow who obviously would also run with the vision. And I might not be surprised too that the husband is also a pastor.
Somehow.
But you are not sure.
Well, I'm not sure. But of course, a husband to a pastor is automatically a pastor. You don't have a choice. Okay. All right. Away from that, let's look at this trending story. The on insecurity, make military training mandatory for all Nigerians. Ex-army boss Iheri Jika tells federal government. Now, the former chief of army staff, Lieutenant General Azubike Iheri Jika, retired, has called for the introduction of mandatory military training for all Nigerians, beginning with participants in the National Youth Service Corps, NYSC. Now, Iheri Jika made the call while speaking at the 50th anniversary celebration of the Nigerian Defense Academy Regular Course 18 Alumni Association held on Friday night in Abuja. According to him, making military training compulsory will help foster national unity, discipline, and resilience, especially at a time when the country is grappling with worsening insecurity and social challenges. So, for me, I think that they should make this thing optional, making it mandatory. For some, you know, especially they say he is suggesting they start with the National Youth Service Corps. So I'm going to serve my father's land, compulsory service, and then you are telling me I must, you know, undertake some military trainings because of insecurity in my country. There are some people who are cut out to do this, to undergo this kind of trainings, and I don't think, my opinion, I don't think it's supposed to be mandatory and for everybody.
Yes. Let me come in here. I think we might get it right from that perspective if there's a proper policy in place. Why did I say that? Right? In Israel, for example, once you are 18 years, whether NYSC or not, once you are 18 years in Israel, you go to the military for 2 years.
Wow.
Training. Right? Whether you are NYSC or for the fact that you have clocked age 18. You go and that is why they are excelling today. You cannot just come to Israel and do anyhow. You do anyhow.
You see anyhow.
Do you understand? You know, but for it to come into our country, Nigeria, it has to come as a policy. You know, much later, probably your children might be the ones that can introduce such policies. If our level of insecurity still continues, because you see, the truth be told, our level of insecurity in Nigeria now is overwhelming.
It is.
It wasn't like this before.
At all.
Let me use a case study of kidnapping, for example. You never heard anything like kidnapping those years growing up. What you heard was Bomo Bomo. Did you hear that?
No.
Did you know that?
No.
Bomo Bomo. That is.
I didn't grow in Lagos, not that I'm too young.
It was everywhere.
Bomo Bomo.
And you know, those are the kidnappers.
Okay.
And it was only children who were taken. You know.
Oh, I understand, but I didn't know the name.
Yeah, and it was. It's just when you see all those Bororo, those people on Arab, you get scared of them because they were the ones that
were doing that.
Yeah. So, and just was just a pin in a drop.
Okay.
It was not rampant.
Yes.
Until 10 years ago, when it became something.
But I started with Boko Haram.
Yes, because those guys were hungry. After they were being used by politicians, and politicians in their usual character, after using you,
they will dump you. Hey, but my problem is, I'm not saying that crime is, I'm not encouraging crime, but if you're angry that someone used and dumped you, why not go after the person? Why?
The person is not shielded now. The person is not shielded. You can't even get close to the person.
So what's the business?
So the person they know how to do. Okay, go and collect people for a ransom.
What?
When I hold you for a ransom, bring money, they bring money.
And it's not the government that is even paying the ransom. You see when we're getting it wrong.
And the dimension now is more than that. They don't even know whether you have money or you don't have money. All they do will hold this one.
The people even from the bush. See somebody who is a farmer. If they have money, what would they be doing in the farm?
No, the farm, those ones is a different dimension because that is headsmen.
Allegedly.
Headsmen.
Allegedly.
Majorly because of the treatment. The headsmen feel, my cow must chop. Why must you deprive my cow from eating? So I clear you up my way.
Allegedly, because according to what I heard, that 50 or 40% of the cows you see, they're not even owned by the head is.
Yes.
They're owned by either a chief that's
are managed
by them. So who gave them the cows?
They are the managers now. The cows by rights belongs to them physically and financially. Do you understand? But by training, it's all the headsmen. They follow the so-called.
I think that we are so. It's not sounding like a cliche. Every crime they call headsmen. I'm not saying, I'm not exonerating them. I'm not playing the devil's advocate. But I also think that some community members must be part of this for that crime to thrive in a particular community. There must be an insider.
No.
Right?
For every 5 human beings, there's an is carrot.
Right.
Do you understand? There's a proverb that says it is the insect that eats the leaf lives in the leaf. Kokoro to Jeffo, for lower.
Benny.
So for that community to be eaten by the headsman, there's an headsman community man there.
Very true. Very true.
So.
Well, God will help us.
Yeah, God will really help us. So for the 2 years mandatory, it's not wrong. I just believe that some date, some time, we'll get you right. Except otherwise, let's give peace a chance. If Nigeria is such a very peaceful country,
we don't need this kind of
policy.
Okay, away from that, 10 states borrow 417 billion naira despite higher allocations. And at least 10 Nigerian states collectively increased the domestic debt by 417.7 billion naira year on year Despite a significant rise in revenue allocations from the Federation Account Allocation Committee, a review of the official data shown an analysis of the Debt Management Office's quarterly report on subnational debt revealed that Rivers, and yesterday we talked about it, but I was like, I hope Delta State is not included. But interestingly, we are not. Yeah. So we have Rivers, Enugu, Niger, Taraba, Bauchi, Benue, Gombe, Edo, Kwara, and Nasarawa. So despite the high allocation, that's from the FAC account, they are still deep into debt. And I think that it will be affecting their state, because you cannot be collecting this type of huge sum of money as an allocation from the federal government, and you're deep, your debt profile is
when you talk
is so high.
When you're talking about allocation, what does the state do to get the kind of funds that they need to develop their state?
We have internally generated revenue.
Very good. So when you look at some of these states, what do they have? You see, Delta is lucky, because we have the oil.
It's not oil is not the only thing surviving us.
In Delta?
Yes.
No, it's a major sustainer.
Major, yes.
It's a major sustainer.
But we still have other...
But you see, some of these states that you are saying that are indebted to, they are also doing good things. Look at Enugu State. Yesterday, what happened?
The Enugu Air.
They commissioned Enugu Air.
Yeah.
For crying out loud.
Okay.
Would you say that is not a plus for the state?
It's a plus.
It's a plus for the state. Do you understand?
Well, some persons are still complaining.
No.
Well, Oliver asked for more.
No, when you go to Enugu State, Enugu State is like, I don't know, but you can't believe that Enugu, the coal city, is such a very neat, sparkling.
That's right. When last did you visit?
No, I visited Enugu about 4 years ago.
So someone just visited yesterday. I was complaining on social media that is it the Enugu they are talking about everywhere? It's so dirty. Well, I'm thinking that maybe because of the rain, or that if the particular axis this particular person visited. But that's what they're saying, that everywhere is dirty and the roads are deplorable, deplorable state.
It's not true. It's not true. Enugu.
Yes, you do.
Yes.
Your one was 4 years ago.
Yes, no, Enugu.
With the type of road we are building in this or constructing in this country.
But you see, you know most of these state governors now, right? They have programs on air talking about their state.
They must give you the beautiful picture. They won't tell you.
Just like Delta State, for example.
Yes.
The more agenda. Our former governor, who also did so well, Senator Ifeanyi Okowa. Today is his birthday.
Oh, yeah?
So, yeah, you understand?
Okay.
He has also done so. So when you see the likes of Adiagu showcasing what Okowa has done, that kind of moves out, and you get the impression of Delta State, and which is not a lie. Look at what Sheriff Oboriwo is doing. Go to Warri, for example. Right? It is never been heard anywhere. 3 flyovers are not just done by any contractor, but by Julius. You understand? So would you say, those cities are not beautiful? They are. But definitely you must have some places like Okpanam.
Okpanam is beautiful.
Okay, where will I call that?
Where will you call that?
Otobu.
Where will you call that? In fact, the one that is like, I don't want to sound weird on set. The one that is really heart-wrenching now is, although it's a federal road, but they are saying, Governor, please fix it and go. Since you said that you're going to attract federal, favors from the federal level, federal government. Now, this federal road, I'm talking about between, like the road going to Onitsha, or not Onitsha, before you cross the bridge. But starting from,
is it only owned by Delta?
Wait now, okay.
It just passes through
if it
Delta.
is like that, do the one that, because from actually Guzo, from that road safety. Yesterday on my way home, I saw. Oh, I thought that maybe it's a normal hold up because there's a spot immediately after the bridge. Was it the bridge? No, the flyover that was nearly constructed 2 years ago. Immediately after that flyover, you get to a particular spot that is bad, so you must slow down. So I thought that it's the usual way of trying to drive through that pothole. But then we saw a crash. An accident had happened. What happened? If you see the heavy truck crashing into a car, saloon car, and I'm wondering what happened. You're not supposed to speed on this spot because it's obviously bad. So what has gone wrong and everything? My husband kept telling me that anything could happen, anything can happen. Maybe they the brake failed them or failed them and all of these things. Now, they can start from that point till maybe Abraka area. Yes, now it's Delta State.
No, but it's not only for Delta.
But let's start because we are suffering.
Even Lagos State governor should also be involved in it. Why? Because people come from Lagos. Pass through Benin.
People come from Lagos. They are not going to Lagos.
No, if that road, there's no access to that wouldn't get to enable.
No, our governor should do the one. If you say okay, it's not only him, I agree. But do from here
and go and be responsible for that because it's a federal road.
But it's affecting Deltans the more.
It's a federal road.
I agree, but it's affecting us.
The Minister for Works, Engineer Mahi, should come and take a look at that spot and do the needful. That's it. It's a federal road.
Our governor should also help us.
So you mean you have to?
It's renewed hope with a more agenda.
You'll be working in Union Bank and be receiving salary.
No, they are not working in Union Bank. They are working together. It is renewed hope. A bit more agenda, renewed hope, or renewed hope, more agenda. How did they say it?
Renewed hope for more agenda.
Renewed hope for more agenda. So there are two. There is no longer APC or PDP. This is it.
No, don't worry.
So it's APC thing.
They will take care of that.
Please, they should, because it's affecting me.
I know,
and I'm stuck about it. Yes, now I cannot turn. I cannot turn because, and it's so risky, especially when you want to cross the road and then you don't know that. In fact, the way motorists now operate now, you're not sure of where to even put your leg. It is that bad. So let's get done with that. And it's so sad that every year they try to do it and they don't do it well. Then the next year, as soon as the rain starts, everywhere is so bad. Please, let's look into it. I heard that someone was electrocuted last week because they tried to follow the inside town, avoiding that big pothole. And then this particular truck, they were not supposed to pass through the interstate road. And what happened? They tried to remove the wire so that they can pass. And then
actually, common sense to tell them that they should never go where there's light.
Unfortunately, we shouldn't lose life for things that we can do.
Common sense, which is not common.
Please, that rule should be fixed. All right, I think our last trending story. This one is on a sad note. Okay, not last. Okay, let me take this one before the last one. UK-based Nigerian to face disciplinary panel for telling colleague she is adding weight. Now, the Nigerian man reportedly told his female colleague that she was gaining weight and suggested that her shape would really make sense if she joined the gym. The lady, however, found the comment upsetting and reported him to management, stating that the remarks about her body had left her feeling traumatized. So yeah, that happened in the UK, not in Nigeria, where they will tell you, see your belly too big, see this one. There is a kind of statement or comment you shouldn't leave on people, or you just make it carelessly. If you do it in Nigeria, okay, they're going to get bad belly for you, but don't do that outside Nigeria because you will be arrested. Imagine making someone feeling traumatized just because you're calling body. It's called body shaming somebody. You don't do that in the UK. So this Nigerian man forgot. I must say that he forgot he was no longer in Nigeria. He found it. He was in the UK and then he's doing this kind of thing. So I mean, body shaming is a serious offense, if you ask me.
The UK laws are quite, for me, they are quite harsh. Really, really harsh.
Do you know that someone can commit suicide just because someone told him or her that you're too fat, you're too ugly? They will just, how they do that? They don't unalive themselves.
They don't reason with their heads, they reason with their legs. That is why somebody can tell you are putting up some weight, why don't you try and visit a gym, and you feel offended.
Is it your concern?
No, at the best, it's all right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think I will need to work on that. And it's a pleasant way to communicate.
It's not pleasant for me because you don't know the person's state of mind at that moment.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yes.
Shebi Brachime say, somebody saw him eating fufu, and the person went to report to that somebody is committing suicide. I would say that. Because eating fufu, somebody is committing suicide here. And so their laws are quite different from us, so. Well, the only one that I really don't like is the alimony law, that they have there where your probably there's a problem to you and your wife, and then there's a divorce, and the wife collects everything. Women. Oh no.
That's why you need to manage. No matter the offense, because they say you don't have anything. Yes, so they will collect to the last kobo.
They try to reintroduce that in Nigeria. Trust Nigerian judges. He did not see the light of the day. He died on arrival.
Oh my. There was even one that happened. A man died, an Igbo man, and he said if the wife should remarry, because he noticed.
That's the one year with
yes, and he knew he was going to die, and he made that. I mean, it's crazy. This woman is still young. Why?
No. There was nothing wrong with that will. You understand? Go and marry, no problem. But
I bet you go. How much does he have? See, if I was the woman, I would still leave. Marry another man. In fact, I would target a man that is more wealthier. Because what's that?
Iwanya is one of Nigeria's most richest.
Even though there is Aliko Dangote, there are some silent trillionaires.
She cannot say Aliko Dangote.
I just use him as an example. We still have young people who are trillionaires. We have people who, somebody is Cristiano Ronaldo, somebody is Messi.
Okay, before you got there, nobody there. There was nobody there. It was just Cristiano Ronaldo was just staying on his own. You don't know that for him to get to that point, there's a successful woman by his side who has also gone on her knees to pray to God that God bless my husband.
Okay.
Except you want to go for all those things on your father when you get into their wardrobe, they'll tell you don't open that wardrobe. And you begin to wonder that all the while that you were dating, he never brought you to his house. Now he's married you and he has said don't go to that wardrobe. The minute you open that wardrobe, you see what small guy vomiting money. Will you run?
You collect the money now.
Okay.
Run, go here. We did here. All right. So UK-based lady tragically loses life shortly after bagging her PhD. It was gathered that the lady was stabbed to death in UK, still UK, by a 20-year-old while walking his dog. Now, she was walking with her 10-year-old daughter around 4:25 p.m. when the attack happened. Paramedics tried to help, but she died at the scene. Police have arrested a 20-year-old man in connection with the case. This was a woman who just bagged her PhD, and just on her way home, she met her Waterloo. It's so sad. I mean, yes, we have insecurities, pockets of insecurity here and there in the country, but have you heard what's happening in abroad? UK, US, you just see somebody who just say, I'm traumatized, and the next thing they're handling, because they are licensed to carry weapons, right? So they will just come and say, I'm not happy. And why are you smiling when I'm not smiling? And then
Yes.
the next thing you hear is a gunshot.
Yes. Yes.
Otilo. I mean, it's so sad. I know what it means to get to bag a PhD, and instead of her to celebrate, unfortunately, she lost her life in a very dramatic way.
Tragic.
For nothing.
So sad.
Really sad.
Okay. I think it's on that note we drop dreaded matters soon now. Our morning ride still continues after this time. I will take a break and we'll be right back. Don't go away. Who called me?
What do you call this fruit in your mother tongue?
Okay, in Yoruba it is called agbalumo.